Hey, Crypto Growth Fam, how's it going? This is your host Shazib signing in. We're back with another video, guys. In this video, we will be discussing Flare Network. Ship everything. It's going to be an interesting one, guys, so make sure to watch till the end. And, folks, for those of you who are new to the channel, we primarily discuss utility coins and potential gems. If you're interested in any of that stuff, then subscribe the channel and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins. And you can also support the channel by becoming a Patreon. So do check that out as well, only if you're interested. And folks, keep your assets safe. And for that, you guys can check out the Crypto Growth exclusive discount offer on Decent. Decent is convenient, safe, and secure. You can check out their biometric wallet, which has got a phenomenal $50 off. And you can also check out their biometric wallet 2x package, guys, which has got an astonishing $129 off only if you follow the link in the description box below. By the way, folks, Decent supports 3,000 plus of your favorite coins and tokens, and it supports 50 plus blockchain mainnets. I personally prefer storing the assets in a cold hardware wallet, so do check out Decent and be safe. Anyways, guys, now let us look into the price and chart of Flare and Songbird at the time of the recording, and let's see what they have been up to. So, guys, this is Flare Network. This is the early chart. Still, we haven't seen much movement. This is the same support level that is being tested. These almost similar areas that were being tested in the last video. Nothing much over here. In the all-time chart as well, same areas being tested. The 2 cent mark is being tested. This remains a crucial psychological point. Meanwhile, if you look at Songbird, it is reciprocating what Flare is doing, basically trying to stay above this support level over here, the 0.008 area, almost 0.0085. In the all-time chart as well, it is extremely undervalued in comparison to Flare. Songbird is even more undervalued. Check this out, down 96.99% all time. So a lot of room to grow, guys. The entire market has been bleeding recently, but guys, I came across this video over here. I really like this. I liked to share, which I like to share with you guys. Pardon me. Anyways, so let me share with you. Flare Network aims to basically ship everything, connect everything, ship everything. So they're basically dealing with F assets. It is dealing with connecting everything as being an oracle. It wants to basically provide smart contracts to those projects that do not have smart contracts, XRP, Doge, BTC. They provide an infrastructure for passive income in the form of staking. They're planning to integrate AI as well. Both Songbird, being the canary network of Flare Network, and Flare token, both SGB and FLR basically will have use case as well. So they are utility tokens as well. So check this out, guys. Flare partners with Google Cloud. This is Hugo Fillion being an interview on Thinking Crypto. I really wanted to share this with you guys. So just a moment over here. So there are different sections over here: FSX launch timeline, API portal, Google Cloud as validator and data provider, how the Google Cloud partnership came about. So basically, they are involved in so many aspects of it, the finance guys, and Google Cloud is a huge name when it comes to finance and innovation, guys. So let's hear what Hugo is saying. Let's see. We're going to be looking at bits and pieces of this, guys, so you can hear this out. A huge interview. If you want to check it out yourselves, you can hear the entire thing. Anyways, so yeah, let's just play it from here.
Tell us about those, and if there are any new institutional validators since the news of these four.
So absolutely. I think it's important to caveat that with, we managed to convince validators to do something they generally haven't done before. That is to be data providers. Flare is the network for data. And what's really important to us is that we have a very decentralized network, or as decentralized as we can possibly get, that delivers high quality data. And so the validator role is not just being a validator. it is a merging between validator and data provider. In order to run a validator and get rewarded for it, you have to run a data provider. And so we basically went to those institutional validators like Anchor and the others you mentioned, and we said, look, we're building the network for data. We think that you could excel in this role. We would welcome having institutional data providers on the network, and we basically got them to change to a reasonable extent their business model to not just do validation, but also to do data provision. And this speaks, I think, to the support that we're getting as a network for the vision of being the network for data. And I think when this podcast goes out, we will have announced probably the most exciting institutional infrastructure provider, which is Google joining us as Google Cloud, joining us as a validator and a data provider. So providing data on the network and taking part in validation. This is really very exciting to us as the network for data to have Google Cloud joining us. As I'm sure everyone on this podcast knows, Google is probably the preeminent data business in the world.
Mm-hmm. Hi, everyone. Pardon the interruption. I'm Tony Edward, the founder and host of the Thinking Crypto podcast. I have a huge favor to ask you. If you haven't subscribed as yet on YouTube or the podcast platforms, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the notification bell on the YouTube platform, and on Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your podcasts, please leave a 5-star rating and review. It supports the podcast. It allows me to bring great quality content to you. Thank you for your support, and I'll let you get back to the content. That's exciting. Really big news, and congratulations on that. And how did that partnership come about? Was it just, your team working hard to, get these folks on board and explain what you're trying to do?
Well, we've worked with Google Cloud for a long time. And in fact, we moved from Amazon Cloud to Google Cloud. We run a lot of our internal services there. We run some of our validators there. We have a really strong relationship with Google, both in terms of the blockchain and things that we want to do on the blockchain, going forward. And really, we just got into discussions. They're very keen on what we're building. We've also been, articulating certain things that we think data can be used for. Had some very good discussions around that. So I think, it's there's a lot of synergy there.
That's exciting. Now let's talk about FLR staking. And you and I chatted before the recording. I'm currently delegating, and I'm earning my rewards both for Songbird as well as FLR. You mentioned that the wallet I use, Bifrost Wallet, they now enable staking. Tell us about the staking, the benefits, and how users can participate.
Absolutely. So staking is it's different from delegation. Delegation is wrapped FLR delegated to a data provider in order to provide data. And that delegation actually weights the data provider's data submission in the calculation of how the FTSO price signal is created. Staking today, so we're in what's known as staking phase 2. Staking phase 1 was a closed group. Staking phase 2 is an open group. And staking phase 2 allows users, individuals, token holders to stake their, essentially to stake their FLR to a validator on what's known as the P chain, which is a separate chain from the chain most people are using, which is the C chain. The C chain runs the EVM. The P chain is where the validators sit and where staking is performed. So with staking, you still get to receive the FLR drops, but you're not delegating. You're staking. And staking has a cut off piece of rewards from the inflation system. 30% of the rewards go to the staking system, and that means that essentially at the moment I believe we're about 9 to 10% staked. That means up until 30% staked, the rewards for staking are higher generally than the rewards for delegation. Of course, if you're delegated to an extremely great provider that's earning very huge rewards, you would want to go and take a look at that equation a little more deeply. But with 30% of the total rewards going to staking, and only about 10% of the token staked currently, the rewards for staking are very, very much higher. You miss out on the delegation rewards, but you don't miss out on the flare drops.
Now, with the staking cycle, are you locked in for a certain period of time, or can you stake and unstake at any point?
So you can't stake and unstake at any point. When you stake, you choose your length of time. Your length of time can be a maximum of how long that validator, the underlying operator of that validator, has staked that validator for. So imagine if a validator has staked for a year, you can delegate your stake to that validator for up to a year, but not longer. But you can do it in shorter increments. Just one caveat: you need, in order to be able to stake, you need to hold at least 50,000 flare.
50,000 flare, got it. I have to explore that after this because I've just been delegating, but I would love to see if I can earn more rewards, by staking. So I'll definitely check that out after this. Let's talk a bit about use cases and your roadmap for 2024 and then even to 2025. I know we're looking ahead quite a bit. Are there other use cases that you are looking at, and maybe it's in the pipeline that you're looking to target this year?
Absolutely. So one of the things we're doing and have done during 2023 was conceptualize and start building what's known as FTSO V2. If you know the FTSO system well, it's Flare's native price delivery system. It's kind of what the network's actually based around, which is the idea that we have these validators who we call infrastructure providers that deliver data onto the chain, and they deliver that into two different systems. One called the Flare Data Connector, which is for blockchain state and web, essentially data from the web, and one called the FTSO, the Flare Time Series Oracle, for price data and other time series data. So we've been working on the FTSO V2. Currently, the FTSO V1 operates every 3 minutes with 15 pairs. Pretty much tapped out at about 15 pairs. So what we've done with the FTSO V2 is figure out how to massively scale it from 15 pairs to 1,000 pairs. So instead of having 15 data series, we will be able to, when FTSO V2 comes through, we'll be able to have 1,000 data pairs. And instead of updating every 3 minutes, it'll update every 90 seconds. And then there's a second part of FTSO V2 called fast updates, which allows that update to happen every block if needed. 90 seconds at a minimum, but every block if needed. So that's kind of going to be a massive utility, I think, for the network. Brings in things like stocks. As I said earlier, we're expanding as a DeFi protocol. We have perps dexes coming. We have people talking to us about doing synthetic stocks. You can bring in stock prices, weather prices, more crypto prices. You could probably arb the Bitcoin ETF, because the ETF price is probably going to trade a little different to the underlying. So with the Bitcoin.
So guys, you have to watch this whole thing yourselves. I really like what Flare is doing, integrating AI further and connecting everything, guys. So I really believe that Flare network is going to be a huge winner in the future. I would really like your opinions. What do you guys think? Will Flare ship everything? Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by becoming a Patreon. So do check that out as well. Like I always say in the end, until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.